Good morning, YouTube. This is Robert's Rantings. It's with a heavy heart that I come to you today. I'm real sad about the crash that happened a couple days ago with Jessie Combs, the fastest woman in the world. She was racing a jet car and it cracked up, I guess, over 400 miles an hour. Her old record was 400 and I think 87 miles an hour, and she was trying to beat that. And she really just wanted to be the fastest person in the world, not just the fastest woman in the world, and that's awesome. I think that's great. But I would like to start today with a moment of silence for her. Okay, now back to regular old ranting and just not caring what any of you people think, because if you people are the ones that voted these fools into Congress that are trying to get socialism to be some sort of thing in America, then give me the thumbs down, please. I don't like you. You got bad ideas. Specifically, we're going to go first into ACO and all her craziness. First off, she says that the millennials, the well-educated millennials, are the first to rail against or have some sort of demonstrations about how bad the government is in America. And oh, geez, I'm not going to go into every time because it's been happening since the Revolutionary War. Matter of fact, the Revolutionary War was just what she said. It was basically Americans railing against their government, which was England, to get our independence, to fight for our independence. So that basically is kind of the same thing. But just 2 generations ago, in the 60s, her grandparents, maybe even her parents, would have witnessed quite a few demonstrations. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, everybody, Black Panthers. I would think they're pretty upset with what this woman's saying, that this is the first time, because it's not the first time. Really, that's not the first time either. People have been doing stuff like this since our inception. All right, this is nothing new. And if you have a high school education, for instance, like me, high school graduate, you should know those things. You should not make it to Congress without knowing those things. I don't. I know Pelosi said that she a glass of water could have run against her in the election, and it would, that's I don't, she would have won no matter what. That's too damn bad. We need some more people in that district to run, really get somebody out there with a brain. I mean, even if it's a liberal agenda brain, because she's just Fruit Loops. The next thing, what are we going to discover when the ice caps start melting? The disease that kills the humans is what she thinks. She thinks that there's going to be something underneath that ice that's going to kill us all, that could end everything, so we got to keep it frozen. Man, if that ain't harebrained. They go up there all the time and they dig samples of ice. Miles and miles and miles deep samples of ice. They know what's going on in that ice. But she doesn't know what's going on in that ice. That's quite obvious. That is quite obvious. Now, I don't want to see the polar caps melt more than just as much as anybody else. I'm not saying we don't have issues that we need to take care of. And one of the biggest issues we have to take care of as far as global warming goes is China, okay? Because they basically do 10 times more damage than the rest of the world combined. Think about that, okay? So whatever we do, China can just ramp up their program a little bit more. It's just like killing the whales. Everybody should stop killing the whales, and China said, well, we like to do research. No, that ain't research. That's just killing whales and doing whatever you're doing with them, making perfume or eating whale soup. I don't know what the hell they do, you know. So there's a lot bigger problems in the world than just America as far as the global warming scale, you know. And we can put sanctions and we can do all that stuff, but it's not going to stop it. All we can do is stem it, okay? And we're doing a pretty good job of stemming it. You know, we've got a lot of American companies coming out with electric vehicles and things of this nature, and that's great. I'm all for it. But don't just come out of nowhere and say there's a disease under the ice that's going to kill us all, okay? The only disease that's going to kill us all is stupidity. And apparently that's what they're teaching now in the universities. They're teaching stupidity, because wherever she got her degree from, I don't want one from there, all right? I do not want a degree from wherever she got hers from. She is a fool, all right? And the only thing she's good at making, apparently, is bar drinks and turd sandwiches. I don't drink anymore, and I don't eat shit sandwiches, so there it is, you know? Then you got the Ilhan Omar gal, okay? And the last thing I saw on her was Trump will do anything to keep the black and the brown people down. What was the word she used? Anything to impoverish the black and the brown person. Okay, well, that's just a basic lie as well, because before Trump was president, he pumped a lot of money into social causes, all right? Now, I know a lot of rich people do things like that just for tax breaks, and that's great. Hey, whatever reason you're doing it for, if that's where it's going, good, you know? You could do other things that really don't matter at all and still get tax breaks. So it's great that he did that. You know, the only time Trump would really distance himself from anybody that was a civil rights leader would be like Al Sharpton, which he didn't really distance himself from that much either. But you have to distance yourself from somebody that lies about stuff all the time, like the Tawana Brawley incident, you know. Al Sharpton's running around screaming how Tawana Brawley got raped by 5 white men. I can't remember the exact circumstances. It was a long time ago. And I'll come to find out, nothing happened to Tawana Brawley, okay? And when we all found out that nothing happened to Tawana Brawley, just like good Americans, we swept it under the rug and said, okay, Mr. Sharpton, what should you yell about next, okay? The asshole owes over $4 million in taxes. Why ain't the feds coming after him? They'd come after me if I owe $4,000 worth of taxes, all right? Is my mouth not big enough? Because I'm trying. I got to get me a bigger mouth, all right? What do I got to do? Now, I don't owe the government $4,000 in taxes, thank God, because they'd be coming after me. But $4 million in taxes, and he ain't never going to pay it back. I can guarantee you that. So just think about that. Think about what his $4 million in taxes could do. It could build a wall on the southern border, or maybe we could get big screen TVs for all them concentration camps down there or something. Who knows? I don't know. I know I could do a lot with $4 million, and a lot of it'd be good stuff for other people, because I love people, and I love doing stuff for other people, all right? But do these people in charge really love doing stuff for other people? Ilhan Omar does. She loves doing stuff for other people. I saw on the Facebook the other day that 1 out of every $3 of hers goes to some law firm that is owned by some dude that she was having an affair with. I don't know if the affair is still going on. I don't know if it really happened. But apparently 1 out of every $3 of her campaign money is going there. And like I said, I'm only a high school graduate, but I'm pretty sure that's misappropriation, okay? That's misappropriation. Now, that's not misappropriation on, say, a Clinton level, but it's still misappropriation, and it's something to be looked into deeper. But if you look into a Democrat, you're a racist. So don't forget that. Be ready to be called just about everything in the book, all right? You're not allowed to call them anything, but they can call you whatever they want, okay? And lastly, I'd like to talk on Mr. Whistleblower Cummings, okay? Because I live right outside of Baltimore. And this is of great interest to me, and again, a point where it affects me directly, okay? What he does in Congress with his congressional seat, okay? And what he does is he sends his team, he doesn't go down there, but he sends his team down to the border to see the concentration camps with beds and pillows, toothpaste, toothbrushes. They probably do have TVs. They have places to shower. The showers in concentration camps, only gas came out of the pipes, okay? And you got a dirt bath afterwards. So we don't need showers and baths, just showers. They're sending people up here. They're sending children with other folks. It's human trafficking at its best, and we're supposed to help them and turn a blind eye. Well, I don't think so. If you want to find a third world country in America, just go up to Baltimore and walk about 20 steps either way from the inner harbor, where they keep everything nice. Now, bad things still can happen to you in the inner harbor and around the stadiums and all, but if you walk 2 or 3 blocks either way, some real bad things can happen to you, okay? Because you got a police force that at this point is scared to do anything about criminals. You have over 700 people shot this year, 220 murdered, okay? We're going for the record, baby. We are going for the record this year, all right? The most deadly city in America, maybe the world. Maybe we can go for the world record this year, all right? Who knows, okay? Something to shoot for, guys, all right? And it's always the guns problem. It's never the criminals problem, okay? Well, there's not a big stink about all these people dying out in Baltimore because they're all drug dealers and they're all drug addicts and they're all shooting at each other. Well, besides a lot of probably 700 people that were just collateral damage and would have a lot different to say to you about that. The rats, the trash, all that, it's all third world, okay? Just like third world. So, something to think about. Anyway, be good to each other, try not to hurt anybody, and stay cool in the gang, YouTube. I'll talk to you soon.